Welcome to YellBro. I am Jordan, and today the South African president makes a visit to the Oval Office, and Trump, I guess, gives him a beatdown, a diplomatic beatdown. But I mean, my main reason for covering this is yes, it's important if someone's being harmed in anywhere in the world, but it's like there is a blatant genocide that Trump is actually giving money and bombs to. So it's like when you juxtapose them, it just it looks kind of stupid. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. Thank you. With all that said, give this video a thumbs down. I'm trolling. My mind went there for a second. Anyways.
Yeah, definitely give the video a thumbs down, because Jordan.
It's for the end. Yeah. See, that's why my mind flinched towards that, but I did, Anyways, so I've seen minor clips of this stuff, and Trump did a whole presentation in the Oval Office. Like, he had it ready to go, like, before the guy got there. He had videos ready.
Did he do his...
Oh, God?
Did he do his normal Trump impression? I can't do it, but in the back of my head, you're probably hearing it, right? Like the president of the. I wonder.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, there's a genocide happening. It's happening in South Africa. Nothing's happening in Gaza. Nothing's happening there. It's all in South Africa. And I don't care that they're white. I don't care that they're white. White farmers are getting genocided. Believe me. I've seen the pictures. But there's nothing happening in Gaza. This is why I'm doing this, because I'm sure the average Trump fan that doesn't look too much into foreign policy will be like, oh my God, he's calling out genocides. Meanwhile, this guy is actively participating in one at the same time, which is why he's not the guy to be saying anything about any genocides, period.
So you're tired of the hypocrisy. You're tired of the hypocrisy he's doing.
Well, he's been doing that since his first day in office. I mean, in his first term. It's just a lot of Trump fans are just waking up to what this guy's about. And it's little betrayals here or there. We just saw Jimmy Dore talk about the Dan Bongino and Cash Patel, where they started saying Epstein, killed himself. He committed suicide. And that's like one of those small little things where it's like a small little jab, right? To a Trump fan. It was like, oh my God, he's going to come and he's going to expose the whole Epstein thing and all the elites that are, were, trafficking young girls and abusing young girls and all that shit. Or young boys too, probably. Like, oh, they're going to come in and expose that. And they're basically showcasing, no, we're not going to do that. Then it's like, oh, this guy's going to bring world peace. He's going to bring world peace. He's been bombing all over the place. Like, oh, he's going to, secretly betray Netanyahu. Like, nope, he's taking his genocidal, his anger about genocide. He's going to take it out on, I guess, South Africa versus, the most blatant world-known, world-renowned. I mean, the leaders of other countries are like, yo, these guys are committing a genocide. We want nothing to do with it. We're backing out.
Well, I have a question.
What's up?
So, like, you talk about, like, people talking about, like, the shit that's going on in Gaza, right? And how Netanyahu's fucking, like, horrible for the shit he's doing, right?
Yeah.
Do you also understand and realize that the opposite side is also doing that? Is that they're justifying their own fucking violence towards other people that are within fucking Israel?
Well, and as far as Hamas is concerned, that October 7th thing should be more highly platformed and more talked about, but it's just I'm telling you, because the numbers are so overwhelming, the regular person can't pick up on. Right now, people are probably having more, like fuck Hamas, who cares about them? Look what these guys are doing. That's probably more the attitude, because it's just so overwhelming. I mean,
but you understand where I'm coming from? Like, if you're going to point out hypocrisy, you have to point it out in everything. And that's a hypocrisy moment that most people do not understand, is that if you're going to point out one thing, you need to point out the other. And there's a lot of people who are not pointing out their own side. So the fact of the matter is that, like, that I have a fucking major problem with that.
I understand that, but I think a lot of these people that are talking about this topic are not pro-Hamas. That's been a narrative spun up by guys like Trump or Netanyahu. They spin those up to say if you call out what Israel's doing, you are a Hamas supporter. That has been a narrative for a while now, and it's not working anymore because the atrocities are too large scaled. It's too much. Once again, 1,200 plus people dying or being captured or whatever on October 7th is horrendous. I saw some of the videos. These guys are running down streets just with AKs and shit, just bop bop, just shooting people, right? Innocent people. It's
Yeah.
horrendous. But people are so let's be real. Their attention is taken in a different direction when you see, let's be real, well over, you know, 15,000 official numbers. I think are saying 15,000. I think
Numbers
it's
don't matter.
way over that number. I'm just talking about just children, just children.
I understand that. I understand that. But like, to be honest, both sides are fucking causing the damage. Both sides are causing the damage. I know that the people are saying, "Oh yeah,
Yeah, but
overwhelmingly, like Israel has all this fucking power." But dude, doesn't give you a right to fucking kill other people of the opposite side, right? Like that's still violence.
oh
Violence
yeah,
is violence. Violence beget violence. Negativity will beget negativity. You have
oh
to
yeah.
understand that both sides are causing are hypocrite. They are hypocrites in their own fucking right, because they'll be like, "Oh, that side is fucking causing all this shit. Oh, that side over there is causing all this stuff," and then they're not looking at themselves and understanding that they're just as bad as they are, because they're killing children, they're killing women, they're killing the innocents. So the
Not
fact of the matter
anymore.
is, like,
Not anymore. They don't have the opportunity to do that. They're holding on to the only
yeah,
leverage they have, which is the hostages, which means they're not going to kill them because they need them as leverage. Because, but then again,
doesn't mean that.
Israel, as far as news we've seen so far, Israel doesn't care about the hostages. They're using them as an excuse to kill more innocent people, as far as we've seen. And it's kind of blatant too.
But it could be the opposite too, right? So like, there's also propaganda playing on both sides.
Oh, if you gave the militant guys, if you gave them the power that Israel has right now, they'd probably be doing the same thing in reverse, right?
Yeah.
But that's not what we're seeing right now. What we saw is Hamas has offered to stick to a ceasefire. They stuck to it to a certain point, and then Israel betrayed the ceasefire, and then that's when the killing started happening again. And it is overwhelmingly one-sided. Overwhelmingly one-sided. It's just not
At
even.
this
It's not even
point,
close.
there was.
You have Hamas basically giving up, and
I'm
Israel's like,
gonna
"No, we're
just
gonna keep going. We're gonna keep shooting and killing." It's that overwhelming. I think.
I'm just gonna say this. Like, it just feels like, because of like the October 7th attacks, right? So like, we had people dying there and people being kidnapped and beheaded and people chopped up to little pieces. Not kidding. Some of these hostages were killed in brutal ways.
Oh yeah.
It just seems like a lot of that wrath is now being fucking targeted or like pinpointed towards Hamas because of the attack there. And
Well,
then
that's the
I'm gonna say
thing.
this,
That
like,
people aren't saying it's
it's
going against Hamas. It's going against everyone, almost excluding Hamas.
but you
Like,
know what I mean. You know what I mean. Because they feel like they have been slighted, they will target people that they think is the enemy. And because of that,
I don't
we're
think
going to
that's the
see
case
massive
either.
fucking violence. But it doesn't matter if it's the case or not. That's what's happening, isn't it? Like, you have people who are literally holding fucking a grudge against another group of people, the Palestinians, right? Because
Uh,
violence was fucking already shown.
I don't even think that's the case either.
So what do you think is the case then?
I think it's a purposeful plan to expel every Palestinian from Gaza. I think that's the point of what they're doing. I think, and in fact, I think that was the plan before October 7th, and they've behaved that way. Every tactic that we've seen them do before October 7th was to get Palestinians to fucking leave. Every so often,
Well,
they
from
bulldoze houses or neighborhoods, and they get replaced with Israeli settlers, little by little. And at some point, let's be real, someone's going to grab a gun and shoot back at you. As far as we've seen
I'm gonna
in the
I'm gonna
modern
say
take
this
of it.
too.
Yeah, good.
It's not only just that too. Is like freaking the attacks in Israel. Like, there was like people like slitting each other's throats and shit too. And this is not just like fucking Israel. This is fucking Palestine too. There's actually an incident that happened. Like, these women were recording a video. They're Christian, right? And they're talking about an incident that happened within the corridors. And a Palestinian slit the throat of an American Christian, and that became a big issue. It might not have been an American
Yeah.
Christian. It was somebody that was either Christian or Jewish. No, it was an IDF soldier. Okay, so yeah, it was an IDF soldier that they had slit the throat of, and it became a big fucking incident that ended up with multiple people getting like gunned down because of how bad it was, because it started a riot. The fact is, like,
Yeah.
when you have things like that, you have tension building. It's eventually going to spill over, and a lot of like people that are Jewish have like really bad, you know, it's like tunnel vision towards the Palestinian people because there have been things that they have. And let's be real, when people see violence like that. That can actually change a person's mind to be like, oh yeah, I want peace, to more like, I fucking hate these people, they need to die, right? It
Yeah.
can actually cause a traumatic shift in the thinking because of the things that are going on. So
Yeah.
I think that maybe like as of like the propaganda that's coming from Israel, that might not be like there are some people who are not at fault, but they believe in that fucking propaganda so much that they started being violent towards them, right? So
Well,
it
there's
could
more and
it
more
could
people
go either
realizing
way.
what happened, and they're protesting against the Israeli government. Like
But yeah,
Israelis are protesting against them because they realize, like, wait a minute, you don't care about the fucking hostages. You just want to basically delete these guys from the planet or delete them from the
and
area at
and
the very least.
that makes sense, right? Because like after like well, I know that Israel pushed like a lot of propaganda, right? Especially October 7th, they pushed that like over the top,
Oh, that's
and
been a
finally
thing
like
for years
realizing,
and years. Yeah.
but you know what I mean, like. Yes, it's been a thing for over, but I think like the catalyst of that was them pushing the propaganda with October 7th, right? They're like, oh, they stole our people and all this other crap, and it was a massive campaign against fucking Palestine, right? So that
Yeah.
that allowed people to kind of be like, oh, they fucking hit against us. They're against us. We got to kill them. We got to go do this. And now that from what you say, it's falling apart because of the hostage situation. And I absolutely agree. They should get the hostages back and not fucking have to or like do what they're doing. They shouldn't be attacking people. They shouldn't be negotiating if Hamas is negotiating because those are your fucking people. Take care of your fucking people.
I mean, Trump talked to Hamas within one day. He got his American back. Like within the like
Yeah,
in short order, they got the American that was a hostage. They got them back like very
if
quickly.
Netanyahu is not willing to fucking compromise, then he's a fucking idiot. Let's be real.
Well, yeah, I
He's a
agree.
fucking
He's a
idiot.
fucking idiot.
He's
I
a
think he's a
warmongering idiot.
well. It's about expansionism. I think it's about eating up territory. It's about controlling. It's geopolitical. I don't
Yeah.
look at it as a
And if
you know
Trump's defending that shit, fuck Trump. Just saying. Fuck him.
defending it. He's funding it.
Yeah, then fuck him. That's more fucking war that we have to pay for as a people. Fuck him.
I mean, I care more about conscience than money. I mean, if he was giving money to for
Well, that's
like kids with cancer to get the surgery or treatment they needed, I'd be like, fine, dish out the fucking money.
but it has
But
everything.
that's
It
not what
has
he's doing
everything
the
to do
money
with
for.
money. But you know what? Money has to do everything with it because you're funding a fucking war and killing innocent lives and taking fucking the side that's actually fucking doing more harm than good. That's pretty fucked up. You should be vying. If he's a strong fucking leader, he should be vying for peace, not fucking war.
Well, he does so in words, and Trump fans usually keep their mouth shut because he said it in words, but his
This
actions
is
do not
coming
say
from an
that. But
ex-Trump fan. This is somebody who voted for him this time. This is like fucking listen to my words. If he's fucking not vying for peace, which he has the power to do so, then he is more of a piece of shit than Netanyahu. That's my opinion.
I'd call them both
Because
cunts, but
peace,
equally
but you
cunts.
know what I mean? Like, you should be vying for peace. You're killing innocent people, fucking vie for peace. Figure out a fucking way because there's always solutions other than war. If you cannot do that, you are not the proper leader and you should leave your position immediately. That's my
I
feeling now.
agree. But all right, let's move on to this video, where it's more about South Africa. But
I'm
guess that
tired.
was
I'm tired.
No, you're fine. So that was good context for you know where Trump can show pictures and play videos and say, look at the genocide that's happening. But it's like it's selective. It's very
Yeah.
selective, which is just like to me bottom of the barrel scummy. But let's hear it play out. Let's see what happens. I did not see the whole thing. Here we go.
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah, let me,
Thank you, Mr. President.
it will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on the around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
So this guy's saying there is no genocide in South Africa. Trump gave a look to that. He had a facial expression on his face when he was saying that. And so I guess Trump, he's like, oh, there isn't? Watch this. And I guess he's going to like showcase how, no, there is a genocide happening. See, look at this. But there's been other things that would be considered genocides that this guy has had the leader right next to him and said nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing. In fact, all he did was lean in favor of the other politician. So it just looks bad optically. It looks bad. But
I'm gonna say this too. Like, I've seen pictures and shit of like horrific acts, but I don't think that has. I think that has to do with like a particular political party that's promoting this type of shit, and not everybody in South Africa is actually pushing for that, right? So when you have fanatics will attack people, right? But I don't think that's every farmer is going to die. I think there's more nuance to it than that. Yes, people should be protecting themselves, and they should be able to, do that. But I think that we need to take these type of reports with caution and not believe everything that's being told.
yeah.
Even though that feels wrong to me, but yeah.
Yeah. Consider all the
Show that clip of that guy that wanted to kill the Gazan children.
What? The video I played yesterday?
Did you already play it?
The guy is like,
Did you already play it?
yeah, I did yesterday.
Yeah, let's just kill the fucking kids. We're gonna kill all the kids.
To be fair, he's
That's
not
crazy, bro.
To be fair, he's not a part of the government. Right?
Yeah.
To be fair, who that guy? I mean, he was part of the government, but he's not anymore. To be fair, but I mean, the official leaders have been saying just as bad as shit to me. If you like read through the line, like read in between the lines. But let's focus here, and then I haven't really seen this. I haven't really seen the whole thing play out. Trump's gonna do something that I've advocated for a long time from any politician. But set up a meeting, get the press there, take pictures out, play videos, whatever you got to do. Showcase that this is happening and you're not full of shit. Boom, simple and easy. But he does this. Trump does this because it's politics. It's not from the goodness of his heart. It's politics. Unless quote unquote he's racist. Unless that's the case, where he gets a black president in front of him, and now all of a sudden he's like genocide, genocide, genocide. When he's been meeting with genocidal people, he's been paying and funding genocidal people. He's been doing that since his first day in fucking office. Years, like his first years, like actually. So it's like super duper hypocritical. It's not just regular hypocritical. It's extra hypocritical. Like blatantly.
To be fair, 57 Boers does not equal 10 million illegals. So, gonna have to work that out.
Well, yeah. You're talking about people coming over here? Yeah. But at the same time, he's like, oh, it's a genocide, right? And it's like he'll be next to guys like Netanyahu and shake hands. He'll be next to, his name MBS from Saudi Arabia. He'll be next to these guys, shake their hands, give them money and weapons, and say, ha ha ha, what a good day, what a good day, what a peace deal we made, peace deal. Meanwhile, these guys are slaughtering people, or have slaughtered people, and says nothing about it. But now South Africa, because let's be real, it's been a topic in the culture war on the internet. He's trying to get some fucking peanuts from them. You know what I'm saying? Or no, sorry, he's trying to throw them some peanuts to get them to shut up because he's not doing a good enough job, even by their standards. He's not doing a good enough job. So he has his paid fucking, influencers that are out there bragging about everything he does, but they have no actual substance to it. But if he does this, maybe, maybe they get some credibility from this. It's a PR move. It's not reality. It's not actually about genocides. It's PR. Anyways, or either that, or you have to admit, like, okay, I guess the guy has a favoritism towards particular people versus others. Like, there's no way around this. But all right, here we go.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it. Sure. And we have
thousands.
Documentaries, we have news stories, and that. Is Natalie here? Somebody here to turn that? I could show you a couple.
By the way, there's probably like 20, 30, 40 times amount of stories about Gaza than South Africa. I almost promise you that. But here we go. Good.
Well, no, I was just gonna be like, didn't Lauren Southern do like a thing on freaking the South African like farmers? She did a documentary about that shit.
And she also did nothing about what happens in Palestine, what happens in Yemen, what happens in Syria. Like, she also did nothing about those things. So it's like, maybe it's just selective at that point. Seemingly.
Well, I mean, like, to be honest. Oh, hold on. My headphones unplugged. Okay. So the problem that I have with this like whole like spectrum thing, right? So I don't think that people should, like, if you're drawn to a topic, right? Do that topic if you're interested in it, but like you shouldn't have to cover everything in that topic or like everything in a different topic that you really don't know anything about. But the fact of the matter is, like, there has been evidence of farmers dying in South Africa. However, it might not be as bad as people say it is. So there has to be some kind of like proper investigation for us to get to that conclusion. And I don't think there has been, because everybody's like, oh my God, South Africa, these farmers are dying. And then it's like, dude, like, there might be more nuance than we actually think. Like I said before, it could be fanatics, right? Of that specific political party going out and murdering people. We need to fucking make sure. This isn't just like, oh, like we're gonna be doing this and like this is not real or this is real. We need to look at all of it, and that's what a lot of people are not doing. Even Lauren Southern painted the picture of like all these like people doing this or all South Africans attacking people. What if it's a specific political party? They need to actually state that. They need to state that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's causing mass panic. It's causing mass panic. People, when I was a right-wing Republican, it caused mass panic. I was like, oh God, these people are dying. Oh God, like we need to help them. No, like you need to look at it with nuance. See the bigger picture. Understand why and how and question everything.
I absolutely agree. Yeah, question everything. I mean, once again, if there's just a curse, like you're not focused on the topic, right? I understand that, but like even this, where it's like I didn't focus on this topic at all. But I did cover it back in the day before these guys gained any political power. I was like, there was a guy who came out, I was like, we'll kill women, we'll kill children, we'll kill everyone. Like, apparently those guys made it somewhere politically. I'm like, oh, this guy is a fucking cunt. He's an idiot, and whatever, right? I went over the topic. But at the same time, I understand if I'm saying for someone like Lauren Southern or people like that, they are, let's be real, they would most likely avoid if it's in a different area. Let's be honest
Yeah.
about that. They might just avoid the topic. If it's Gaza,
Well, no, like
if it's Yemen, if it's
let's be
wherever,
real,
they
like
might avoid it.
her and Tim Pool and a lot of right wing commentators, they do it for the money. They do it for the money. They get money from this. And so does the left wing commentators and shit like that. They get money. Most people do not care about the topics. They'll just run them as if they're the bee's knees, and then they won't care about the people behind it.
Yeah.
They'll just care about the money they receive from it. It's all about the money.
I mean, I'm not going to be able to. I mean, I can't say one way, but I can use my eyes and ears and point out that these guys will cover one topic but not another. Or, like, once again, it's not about covering one topic or another. It's more so about, like, if someone asks you about it, if someone asks you about, some other area of the world, if they haven't looked into it, like, you could just say, I don't know. But I think these guys would say something in regards to, the State Department talking point line, which is what Trump, like, let's be real, it's now at the top levels now, right? He's the president of the United States, and he's now using those narratives during his own presidency, right? Thus, it isn't some wayward idea. It's now straight from the State Department. And I think these guys would actually copy and use that. Like, there's no genocide in Gaza. What are you talking about? Like, how do you deal with Hamas then, huh? How do you destroy Hamas? Would be the response. Instead of like, well, isn't this like something where we're supposed to feel bad about too? Is this not a genocide too? That's why it's just like, it's an eyesore, man, and an ear sore. It's horrendous to me.
I guess
and cunty.
that also makes sense, right? Yeah, like if somebody is vying for peace, right? Like I want peace. I don't. Hi, little bug. I know. I like peace, right? I want peace for the whole world. In order for me to receive that, I need to talk about every topic that I come around about, and like that is associated with war, right? Why are we not doing this? Why are we not doing this? Why are we doing this? And why are we doing this? This is something that is very much in my forte, right? So like I am particularly towards these topics because there is a solution for peace. There always can be, right? War is never usually the answer. There are solutions.
Well,
But I
if you're
understand where you're
Trump, you can do exactly what he just did here, or what we're about to see. Like, you could take pictures, grab video, and showcase it.
Yep.
It's all over the fucking internet. We're all seeing
and-
it. So like, showcase that. Like, okay, here's the genocide. So when you see me start like saying something about Netanyahu, here's my reason why. Here it is. It's all in front of everyone.
Yeah.
But he's not doing that because he's not here for help. He's not here to help people.
Yeah.
He's not here for the benevolent beauty of his heart. He's here to, like, in my opinion, do whatever it takes to get some crooked gangster business shit done. So,
Well, let's be real too. Is like if somebody did that shit to him, like if somebody actually took the time and did like a bunch of videos from Gaza and like the real crisis and children dying and all this shit, if they could present him with that, right, that might also change his mind too. So let's be real about that also.
Nope. And this is where I disagree again, because
This is something,
he has his own mixtape. Ghost. He has his own mixtape of here's bombs you dropped directly yourself that you agreed to, that where it's blatantly innocent people. Blatantly.
Well, that would be a whole couple hour session. But the fact of the matter is, like, but that could be something that, like, a lot of people don't understand the damage that they cause. A lot of people do not see the aftermath of the pictures of the damage that they cause. So it's like Trump doing this right now to the South African president. If something was like that done to him, and like, hey, these are American bombs, and they have actual evidence of that they're American bombs, and that he did this shit, I think that he would change his fucking tune. Nobody likes likes their flaws pointed out. Nobody.
Trump is not a moron. He has the entire intelligence at his disposal.
Yeah,
I understand that, but our human side, our like the thing that causes the ego, we don't like to stare at things that we have done. I'm not kidding. This is everybody. If people are very prideful, they don't like to stare at things that they've done. They think it's an accomplishment, even though it caused horrific damage. This is the human soul. This is the human way. So it doesn't matter if that's done or not. And even if he does see it, right? Correct? Even if he does see it and there's no reaction, people will understand this guy might be a fucking heartless bastard. He might not give a fuck about the damage he causes. He might be a danger to society. This
We can do
changes
this the
opinions. It
easy
doesn't
way.
mean that
Completely.
we have to change what Trump's opinion, right? We
We can do
should
this
be
the
changing
hard way.
the
You're watching this right
Yeah.
now. You're watching this. I was just linked it to you.
I'm recording.
So it doesn't, but like it does not matter if like if Trump like showing that to Trump, right? It would be his constituents that would have to look at that and be like, "Oh shit, what the fuck? What did we vote in? Why didn't
I
we
think
see
this
this
guy should have
before?
did that, bro.
What is the collateral?"
I think the
I
South
think
African
Trump
president
started
should have
that.
did this shit. He should have grabbed pictures like, oh, you have your own pictures. I have mine. Here, watch this. Here's what you've done. Here's what you've done. Here's what you like. He should have did the same thing back, honestly.
Yeah,
And yeah,
but you understand
Well,
where I'm coming from. Like,
the
you're not even
bigger
just
thing
trying to
is,
convince him. You're trying to convince his constituents to actually change their mind. And
He-
if he's going to be a heartless bastard, that will show. He'd be like, "I don't care about that."
It already shows if
What?
you're watching.
But
yeah.
you know what I mean,
There's people.
Ops.
People are already
Let me
turning on
come
this
to
fool.
it.
They're already
Come to it.
turning on
A
him.
lot of people will not look at the bullshit unless it's presented straight to their face.
He's trying to hide,
Well,
but people are
hold
already
on,
wrecking
Ghost.
this fool.
hold on, Ghost. What if somebody in favor of Palestine ambushed Trump like this?
They might not make it home.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
like there
but
would be
just
a problem. But
think about them being like, oh, we're on camera. It's recorded for the world, and I want you to watch this video, Trump. And it's just bombs being dropped all over Gaza.
And Yemen. And
Well,
Somalia.
it's very
And
unfortunate.
Sudan.
They should leave. They should leave. It's unfortunate. It's not a nice place.
And Lebanon. And Syria. And Afghanistan. And Iraq.
mainly you wouldn't actually. Mainly, it would be
And
the people
Libya.
that you would need to convince, the
And
people
Libya.
that voted for him, right? Because if the people saw that and they actually if they actually give a fuck about things that are going on in the world, they would look at that and be like, that's not something we want. What are we doing
Goes.
here, and what's going on?
Well,
Real
isn't
quick.
that why he did it?
The policy didn't change. It's been the same policy the first time when they voted for him.
He's being so brazen that some people are going to call this 5D chess. Like, look, he's bringing up the topic of genocide because he wants to expose other people who are doing genocides.
Let's be honest.
I
let's
kid
be
you not,
real.
it's probably a
I was-
narrative out there right now.
I'm
Okay, good.
stubborn. I was literally
Well-
stubborn with my narrative. Like Dubster here,
I'm just saying.
and a lot of
No,
people that are
no,
right wing. We are stubborn in
but-
our narratives. We don't like to be challenged in our beliefs, and if we're challenged, we don't like to look at them straight on.
You speak for yourself.
Let's be
I'm
real.
fine with being challenged.
Dubster, it took you a while to do that, though.
Dubster just
Let's
said
be
he's
real.
challenged.
He's challenged.
No, I didn't. I did not
just
say
said
that.
You just said you were fine with being challenged.
To be challenged. As in,
Okay, then why
It's
are you
not
a
recording.
warmonger?
Sorry. Dubster's
So-
he's a fake warmonger. He's a fake one.
what are you talking about? I'm a warmonger for who?
So, do you think the means justifies the ends, or like what is it? The ends justify
Do
the
you think
means.
I'm YellBro? Do you think I'm YellBro or something?
No, YellBro's more peaceful.
That was
than
a weak ass swipe, but go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
he's a Bernie bro. He's all about justify the means.
I think that.
Yeah, no one believes you,
I
man.
think Bernie's
Man,
actually kind of a pussy, so it
I
doesn't
ain't
really
worried
matter.
about who believes in that.
Anyway,
No, Ghost. The importance of this is yes, this is wrong. What is happening in South Africa, but
okay.
the guy that's supporting all this other shit that's going on, specifically Gaza, is the topic at hand. So, I mean, Gaza's worse than Ukraine right now in the sense of how you just sitting by on this. At least Ukraine was
Soldiers
their
versus
own
soldiers,
fucking doing.
somewhat.
No,
It's
Ukraine's actually killed-
it's more so soldiers versus
No.
soldiers there, but there are innocent people dying for sure.
Well,
compared to
Ukraine started
Ukraine
it too.
And
versus
it's-
Russia.
Was it hundreds of
Russia
thousands of
didn't start
soldiers?
this.
Yeah.
Palestine never started any of this.
Russia is enormous. Ukraine is smaller than Russia, and they want their
I
citizens
would-
back. Israel is very tiny. It's the size of New Jersey, and the Gaza Strip is about the size of a city. That's why they call it Gaza City. So, fuck Gaza.
Oh, Gaza
But the
City's
fact of the matter
in
is,
the Gaza Strip. But
the fact of the matter is
think
too is like Palestine has done a fucking lot of shit wrong. Let's be real. Let's not lie about that. There's history based off of
I'm
fucking
just
other
saying.
countries getting involved
yeah,
within
but
Palestine.
they're not.
But the
I'm
fact-
noticing the hypocrisy. That's all I'm saying is I'm noticing the
Okay.
hypocrisy.
But yeah, let's like not state it that way because yeah,
No, what's
Palestine
happening
actually
to the
fucked up later on
Africans?
or earlier.
What's happening to the Africans are not the British that were there that controlled South Africa for 200 years. The Afrikaans were the Netherland people that fled their own country to farm 450 years ago, and this is where they found land to farm, and they fed willingly to all the people in that area, and more people came to that area because the food was abundant, because these farmers made food something that could actually be grown, while most of the tribes around there were hunter-gatherers, and it expanded the population. And the Afrikaans were a tremendous help, and they're basically Amish. They got like a version of Amish, but they accept technology. They're not like the British rule. They fought the Brits. That's why they called them Boers. The Boers were against the Brits, and
now they're Africans.
for
Well, actually, yeah,
450 years.
I have a kiddo that I know a
I am
kiddo that's
recording.
from Africa, and he was raised there, and he has that family line, and he speaks Afrikaans. But yeah, like there's yeah, it's the story of the Moors. The Moors was original
B
family
with a
there
B.
before any.
With
What?
a B.
The Moors are more
The
Middle
Boers.
Eastern infiltrating Europe,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Okay. There was some kind of
the Moors.
there was like a family there that actually a lot of the ancestors from South Africa are from, like one family. But the fact is,
I
like,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's the case. But the fact is, like I said, I think like there's a lot of nuance within the South Africa situation. The Gaza stuff, that's more like a fucking hit back and forth, right? So like you had them attack them attack. It's like it just feels.
It's so one-sided, Ghost. Though it's overwhelmingly one-sided.
I think it
Even
sounds like
before
revenge, but
October 7th, it was one-sided because one side got the backing of the biggest military in the world
Okay, hold on.
and
Let
got
me
funded
explain
to the
this.
tunes of billions
Let
every
me
year
correct
for
what I
it.
said, bro.
Right,
Let me correct what I said. So because one incident, like let's be real, like a lot of Palestinians like probably came into like Israel and did those small attacks, right? And like it got to the point where Israel said fuck it, enough, and then just put out full force, which is not a good look. It is not a good look. I would never say that it would be. That's a very bad look.
Talking about October 7th?
There was a lot of not just October 7th, the attacks even before that. Because there's been a lot of attacks between Israel and Palestine.
Oh yeah.
A lot of attacks.
Oh yeah.
And even in the 80s, like they were after each other. They were
go before the
constantly warring.
80s. You can go before the 80s.
Like, well, but there was like a lot of heavy incidents that happened during the 80s. That's like the memory of looking that stuff up. Yeah. So like there was even a bus bombing from like Palestine in Israel. So that
and there's
created
been
a lot
bombs
of
the other
tension.
way too.
Yes, but the tension has been building. That's been my whole point. And finally, Israel said, fuck it, enough, and then went full force towards Palestine, where Palestine cannot defend itself. This is exactly what it looks like. That's what it feels like.
Once again, one side was heavily funded versus the other.
Yes, absolutely.
It's where it wasn't like, oh, we could just do, like, who knows what would have happened if it was in reverse. Maybe they would have been more like, all right, enough with you guys. We're going to just take you down now.
I'm going to also call out the fucking college students that are pro-Palestine and fucking promoting war. Yeah, you guys could fucking fuck the fuck off. Because you're promoting fucking incidents between the two anyway. And you're probably encouraging fucking Palestinians to try to stand up. That's only causing more fucking problems. And it's going to get them killed.
College kids? You're saying of right now? I mean,
Yes, college kids in the U.S. fucking protesting, saying Palestine should be doing more, and or like Israel is not.
I think they're
Is
more
doing
so
too much.
saying, "Yo, you guys are blatantly murdering an entire
I've
population
seen
of
a lot of
people."
promotion of violence though between the college kids.
I'm sure
Like
there's some
that needs
people
to
that
end.
use the word resistance instead of whatever, but it's once again still overwhelmingly one-sided.
You know what I mean?
Overwhelmingly.
Like, don't promote war if you're seeing your people dying. Don't promote war because you're gonna fucking cause more incidents for them.
But that's
You're
what people are going
promoting
to
something that
do when,
but it's
in
stupid.
response to 1,200 people dying, you kill over
Hold on,
15,000
hold on.
children. Just children alone. Just children. People are going to
Let
respond with
me add-
guns and bombs, bro. You notice that, right? That's going to happen.
Yeah, but war begets
So-
war. You're gonna have fucking constant warring if you continue down the
Ghost.
path of revenge. Sorry.
I
Ghost,
agree,
things
but it's
work.
still
last
overwhelming.
night we read a quote from Netanyahu. We want to get rid of your defenders, and it's just you left disarmed.
That's a
As in
fucking
Gaza.
ambiguous statement. That is an ambiguous statement that's actually very, very bad. Because that not
So,
only
what do you
fucking,
think Hamas
it sounds
is?
like,
It's the last guys with guns opposing the bigger force.
and it's not only that, but that could actually go into a bigger thing too, like where he's not being fucking absolutely honest.
Opposed.
He may be talking about killing children too, because if you actually think about it, those are future fighters. Those are future fighters.
No,
In their
no,
minds.
no, no. The quote says, "What? Here's what we'll do for peace. You, Hamas, or all Palestinian terrorists. That's the word he used. Palestinian terrorists.
That could be played with as far
Disarm.
as the words. You can
Right.
interpret
Yeah.
it different ways.
That's
Like,
a big. That's
Disarm.
ambiguous. Yeah.
And then turn yourself in, and we'll exile you. The rest of you." What was the rest of the quote, Jordan? The rest of you that are disarmed. That's part of the conditions.
there's no speech about a state. There's no speech about immunity. There's no speech about coming back to your homes.
and that's what we'll call victory. Once you're disarmed, that's what we'll consider victory. So
it will be
people
expelling.
attacked, put into a prison.
I'm gonna say this, like, even though I believe in peace, I believe that you have a right to defend yourself, because not
So
everybody
which is
wants
it?
peace.
So which is it, Ghost? Is Palestinian defending themselves, or are they,
Aggressors.
or what? Right.
I
And you
believe
look
that it's
at
both.
who started it when. So you go back
I
to
believe it's both.
1947.
It is both. It is both
No, you
because
go
they
back
both have
to.
caused incidents. I don't care. It's
Do you
both.
believe in the non-aggression principle?
Absolutely, but it's both that's causing the
Okay,
incident.
then
So there'll never be peace.
non-aggression principle means who started it is wrong. So you go back to 1947.
I'm not going to hold people to
No.
1947
Nope.
things that happened
Nope,
back
I'm not
then.
doing that either.
I look
because
at what's
that would
happened right
actually
now.
that would actually put the UN as wrong.
Hold on.
Because they were actually the ones that divided the territory. So that would make the UN wrong.
Hold on. Because forget about 1947. The fucking
Or British.
They had a ceasefire deal where Hamas was going to give up the fucking hostages, right, in exchange for a permanent ceasefire. And then they said this: if you give Palestinians a state, like an actual statehood, like officially in the UN and all the perks of being an actual country, we will disarm and walk away. Like, you could have got rid of Hamas in those instances right there. But for some reason, the Netanyahu administration is like, nah, what we're going to do is make sure you cannot get a state. We're going to make sure we eat up so much territory that there's no reason to say you have a state. Thus, we're going to expel you. We're going to kill you or exile you.
The Gaza Strip? They wanted the Gaza Strip, right?
Who are you talking
Wasn't
about?
that a gift from... Wait, no, you're talking about a certain territory for the Palestinian people, right?
As far as them asking for a state? Yeah, it'd be negotiated. It would be during the negotiations, but there wouldn't be any type of bombing going back and forth. It'd be like, everyone's done fighting. Now that we agree that you're getting a state, let's negotiate on the territories. No, guess what?
That would be reasonable.
Gaza Strip would not be reasonable, actually, considering what the territory was beforehand.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about they're actually giving them a state, like they can make their own place to have to call home. It doesn't matter what religion they are or not. If they have a place to call home, they'll leave other people alone. As long as they leave other people alone, there would be no war. It would only be peace. If Netanyahu didn't agree with that shit,
They
he was
have a
absolutely
home.
in the wrong.
But
Israel.
Kind of.
Yes.
Hamas, once again,
But let's
hold on. Let me
let-
get this a little bit more fine-tuned for you. Like, if they agreed to a permanent ceasefire, Hamas would have stepped down. Like, they're done. They stepped down. They would give up
Yeah.
their weapons if you give them a state. That's more
Yeah.
more of a clearly to explain that. What was
the
happening there?
only problem
Netanyahu
that I
said
see, and the only
no,
contention,
and then drop bombs.
the only
You said
contention
no
point
by
that I see
dropping
with
bombs.
this argument, right? The only contention point that I see with this is Israel is actually very religious for three separate religions, which are Abrahamic religions, right? You have the Muslims, you have the freaking Christians, and you have the Jews.
All
So
represented
those-
in
anything
Palestine
that-
too.
Yes, also, yeah, absolutely. But it's overwhelmingly Islamic now. But let's move past
Not
that.
that
Let's look past
overwhelmingly.
that.
Not enough for where the Pope's calling the Catholic community or not just Catholic. I think just the Christian community in general in Palestine. That means there's a significant number of them. It's not like two guys, right? It's like it's large
Yeah.
enough to where the Pope is
Well-
giving phone calls to you, right? And then there is
But you
a
have to,
a much smaller Jewish community, as far as I understand. But God,
actually, I think I know what's going on too. Is like they are afraid that if they actually give that to Palestine, right? Give that land back to Palestine,
that
then
they won't
no
have
other
it.
people will. Yeah, they won't actually have access to it because that is a holy land for the Jews too. Jesus was Jewish. That place is a heavily
No, he wasn't.
like
He was he was an
They're,
Israelite.
they're not
Oh my
afraid.
God.
They're not afraid.
Well, no, like
They're not worried about that.
I think.
And
Well, hold on, hold
it
on.
was Israel giving access to Muslims to the quote unquote holy portions of this place.
Well, hold on. But
Not
that
all
could
of
be
it,
a
but
cause too.
the
Like,
the
you know what I
important
mean? Like,
ones, I
it could
guess.
be a reason. There's a lot
No,
of like
they
reasons
say
why
that
they
it's
would.
theirs already. That it's
But
always
that's
been
not right
theirs.
either, because even fucking even the Jews. What the fuck did Jesus mean by that? Then Jesus even said that the Jews
And
would never really have a home.
to think of Netanyahu as moving for religious reasons, I think is a misnomer. I don't think that's correct at all. I think it's for gangster political,
I think there's some
geopolitical
Jews that
land
actually believe
eating.
that though.
Yeah,
But you
no,
understand, like,
that exists for sure. But Netanyahu just uses them as an excuse to continue what he's doing.
And yet Netanyahu would be wrong, but that is actually. Oh, hold on. So what yet Netanyahu is actually doing is fucking absolutely ridiculous, and I'll agree with that 100%, right? But
Yeah.
there are true fears of the Jewish people who are afraid that if they give up that land, they will never be able to enter it again. That is a legit fear, and that should be
Again,
addressed.
they haven't been there. They don't go there. They've never been there.
Hold on. That is a holy place for not only them, but other people within the Abrahamic religions. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm saying
Those
for
holy
modern people to
sites-
say that, they've never been there. If you want to say 2,000 years ago, fine. But if you want to say, like right now, the people that are living today, they've never been anywhere. They haven't been there. They're trying to move in, and that's why they're cheering on what Netanyahu is doing. They're cheering it on. Like, get rid of him.
But do you understand where I'm coming from? Like, there has to be some kind of compromise there, because you cannot take the holy
Sure,
that's
there
gonna
was
cause-
Jewish people living in Palestine before any type
I'm
of
not-
Jewish people showed up. There's already regular Palestinian Jews that were living there already. So they understood. They all integrated with each other. They all visited the fucking Holy Lands and all that
I
shit.
understand, but fear can rule people. Fear rules fucking people. If they are afraid that these people will take over and not give them a chance, they will fucking live by that fear. This is the fucking
Does-
way of humanity.
they
We
don't-
live
Is
by
fear
fear.
an excuse
We are
then in
ruled
that
by
sense?
fear.
So fear is a ruling excuse.
It is not an excuse, Dubster.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
reality. But the fucking
in this
fact of the
case, it
matter
is.
is, he is actually Netanyahu will use that fear against his own fucking people, and that's what we've seen, right? That's what we've seen.
Yeah.
People have fears. If we do not stop the people's fear, then there will be no chance of fucking peace at all, because they will continue to fear the very thing that this person wants them to.
How do
Netanyahu
you
has
see-
power.
How do you see peace happening in this situation? Like, what scenario would have to
Well,
happen?
if what you say about Netanyahu, he needs to go. He needs to fucking take off, and you need somebody who is actually going to promote that type of shit
how does
and
that
within
happen?
the government.
How
It's
does
a
that happen?
future video, leader of an opposition party in Israel. Future
Yeah,
video
like
today.
that
Some of his
actually
statements.
should happen. Yeah, like if you want peace, you need to get somebody in there that is actually going to be peaceful, who actually
So
wants
you want
peace
to play
between
snuff
Palestine
film?
and them.
That is not something I think you can look forward to from any party.
But I
Wait,
understand
you're
that.
But
you're
the
But
you're,
but the
like
you're
that,
gonna play
overkill,
snuff
the
film?
overkill is where you might get some room. Some people think it's
but you
overkill
know
what he's
what I
doing.
mean.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, like people coming to the table. That's what you need. But the fact of the matter is, like, if he's the one that's fear mongering his own people and causing that mass fear, there is no chance that things will end because of that fucking mass fear. If you have somebody come in that's actually like more understanding and be like, hey, this war is hapless. This needs to end. We're losing resources. There is a compromise here that needs to be had. You will have people being like, "Oh shit, maybe we were wrong. Maybe we should question this. Maybe something else can happen here." And you'll actually have that possibility. But as long as Netanyahu is there, if he's feeding people's fear, then there is no chance. That's the whole fucking problem that I'm seeing right now, right? And like he's attacking people that have like no quarter with them, children and shit like this. That's absolutely ridiculous. And the quote that Dubster said, that's very ambiguous. That's actually
What?
that could be seen as like him consider
Oh,
children as future
Netanyahu saying
fighters.
that?
Yes,
Yeah,
it could be
Jordan
considered as
made a
like children
video on it.
being as
Yes.
seen as yeah. But that could be, like I
Yeah.
said, it could be seen as children looking at children as being future fighters, and that justifies the ends or the means of that, which is fucking ridiculous. That shouldn't be used at all. Like, who are you? Who are you going to
He
fucking?
can't
Are you
use
going to
that
look at a man?
openly. He can't use that
Well,
openly.
well, no. But you understand what I mean? Like, you're looking at a man on the street. Does that make him an automatic terrorist? How the fuck are you supposed to know? You can't read people's fucking minds. You dare try, you're gonna
They
fucking fuck the whole thing.
they used that quite a bit when no one cared about the topic, but now they can't get away with it anymore. Like when they
Yeah,
just like the
But they're
college
still using
kids,
it.
when they said the college kids
Still
are
do.
they're Hamas supporters, right? That maybe
Yeah, I
stuck
don't-
the first day, but has not held weight since because they realize like, oh shit, these kids are mad that they're like this is a crime against humanity, like a blatant crime against humanity, blatantly, and everyone
I
sees
have a
it.
problem.
They
I
got-
also have a problem with some of the college kids pulling the fucking dumb shit that they're pulling. It's kind of stupid. You're not gonna force people to believe that Hamas is bad, or fucking Palestine, or like, oh wait, hold up, Israel is bad, right? Like you can't force people into that thinking. So stop the bullshit and
It
antics.
kind of
That's
helped.
something else.
It kind of did actually do that.
If I was waking up in the fucking morning by people fucking screaming at me protesting, I'm gonna be pretty angry at them over fucking thinking that Palestine is fucking needs to be free, okay?
Yeah, but then
I'm
if
probably
they,
gonna be like,
but
I'm
if,
fucking tired.
Hold on, Ghost. Let me ask you this. I know where you're going, so I'm just gonna ask you this. What if they were protesting something you support? Like they were protesting in
I'd still
favor of
fucking
something
get
you
bitchy at
support.
them. I'm not gonna lie. Like my sleep is my sleep. It's important to me. Okay. If it's important to me, it's probably important to many other people, and they're gonna be like, yeah, I don't really care about this topic. I'm gonna go the fucking. I'm probably gonna go back to bed and fucking bitch at the fucking dean of the college because I need my sleep if I'm gonna learn.
So nothing is worth protesting. How about the
There's
right to
things that are
protest?
worth protesting, but don't take away people's sleep. There are other ways to do it
but
that
it
are
worked
healthy.
though. For in their minds, it worked
It
because
didn't. In their minds, it worked, but it didn't. You're
no, it
talking about
actually
working-
has ripple
I would
because they
fucking go
started
stay in a
arresting
hotel.
people, bro. They started trying to deport people that were part of it. You see like some clean cut kid with a master's degree who's been committed no social crimes other than calling out Israel. Then you see that guy get arrested and attempted to be
I would-
deported. What does that do? People are like, wait a minute, he didn't do anything wrong, so why are you deporting him? Like, oh, I get it now. You want him to be quiet about the crimes you're committing.
You think that?
And yes, that
that's
had
gonna
an
change
impact.
many people.
Yes,
You think
that
that's
had
gonna-
an impact. Am I
With
tripping?
people who
Am I
are
tripping?
on the
That had a
fence
fucking
already.
that had
Hold
an
on,
impact.
hold on. Ghost. There's new information to the protest too. Now American citizens, if they're in this protest, they're not getting their diplomas.
Yes. I mean, there's a kid who what they do? They said something about
Yeah, that
the
also
genocide
happened,
on the stage, accepting their diploma. They gave a speech while graduating, and then now they're withholding their diploma. These are stories that are popping out, and people are hearing about it. Like, finally, about the whole Israel-Palestine
I'm
conflict. Like,
against that.
But we were saying this like on the first times we were seeing them breaking the Constitution to deport people, it's not just about deporting people. It's like if you can do that and you don't care about the Constitution, then they're going to do it to citizens. And we were saying it from the first day they started doing that. And of course, okay, now you see it. Okay, but that's what it really is.
Yeah, I'm against that.
And it was
I'm
already
against that
the
entirely.
case. It was already the case, right?
Because like I'm for like freedom of speech and shit, but like I'm just gonna say this, like I probably wouldn't change my mind if I'm having fucking shit through like speak through my fucking window at night and I'm fucking super tired and I have to go to class the next day. I'm probably not gonna give a fuck about that. Okay, I'm part of that kind of crowd. But the fact of the matter
Like
is,
I understand that.
your immediate reaction will probably be like that, but then you'd probably at least think about what these psychos are fucking talking about, and be like, do they have a rational argument?
nah,
Maybe they do, maybe they don't. And then you're gonna have this debate internally with yourself, and isn't that
the
really
only
what their
fucking
goal is with protesting? Is to have people think about the topic anyway?
maybe, but that's only if they can actually fucking have a conversation.
That and ultra amount of empathy goes, right? If they feel like, once again, I'm not saying this is true or not, but let's say they feel like oh, these guys are like, think of the most villainous act you can do in this world, right? And they think it's happening. Don't you think they would be like, I don't care about your fucking sleep. I'm gonna let you know that this is happening because you're not doing anything about it. Like in their minds, does that make sense? If you're gonna be empathetic about it, right? Like, oh, I understand why you guys are doing that.
Yeah, I
I
understand
understand.
it, but it doesn't mean that I would fucking be happy about it.
Fair enough. Fair
Right.
enough. But if they're like, well, it's your sleep versus 20,000 children dying, they may pick the 20,000 children
I mean,
and say, fuck your sleep.
the hell. I
All
I
right.
would throw in their fucking faces the health effects of fucking losing sleep. Just saying. Just saying. But anyway, no,
Stop it.
like I understand it.
The
I
health effects of
understand
starving to death.
it. Yeah. Yes, the health
Ghost,
effects.
Ghost, to give you two examples so you think about this. During
Oh God.
During Woodrow Wilson's time, there was a Million Man March for the Ku Klux Klan. In the 1960s, there was the Million Man March of the civil rights.
Yeah.
They were both protests. They wanted to be heard on both sides.
Yep.
And there were
I know that.
probably people on both sides of both of these protests that were like, man, this will make me angry. But at least I'm fucking thinking about the topic because it's in my fucking face.
Yeah, I kind of realized like what's going on there, and I've actually used what's his name, David, fucking the leader, or he was once the leader of the KKK,
David Duke.
and his story.
David Duke.
Yeah, like his story is actually very, very sad and why he became racist like that. I'm not kidding. And like that, it's no excuse for his behavior, but like there's a reason behind his
Poor guy.
behavior that's sympathetic. Like
Well, he came
I'm
out and said,
sympathetic.
I don't dislike black people anymore, but the Jews, they're so fucking wrong. That's where David Duke
Yeah,
is today.
like David Duke actually started to hate black people because of what happened in his jail cell. He wrote a book about it. He's like, I heard a white guy get raped by two big black guys and was killed, and it actually caused a lot of trauma within him. He admitted that. So there's a lot, like everybody has a story, and that story is filled. It could be filled with biases, right? Things that we hide, or things that we see that we have a certain perception of the world, and it causes us to see
Anecdotal.
distortedly. Yes,
Yeah,
distortedly.
anecdotal.
So
So he
it just
saw
matters.
two black guys rape a white guy, and he applied that to all black guys in his
Yes.
head, in a sense.
Yes.
Sounds like he was wearing hockey pads.
What the
All right.
fuck?
All right, because I want to play this. I want to play this out.
I'm sorry.
I wanna
I'm
hear,
sorry.
no, that's fine. That's fine. I have my space for long form content, but I want to hear this.
A minute in.
I know we're a minute and a half in. I might as well just start from the beginning and just let it start rolling. And be real with you. Just let it play through. Not all of it, but a decent chunk. All right, here we go. I'm sure you people forgot what we were listening to in the first place, so I rewinded Here we go.
What would it take for you to be convinced that there's no white genocide in South Africa?
Well, I can answer that for President. It's for him. No, seriously.
I'd rather have him answer.
Yeah, I'd rather answer that. It will be.
Our president will respond to you.
Yeah, let me-
Thank you, Mr. President.
It will take President Trump listening to the voices of South Africans, some of whom are his good friends, like those who are here. When we have talks between us on the around a quiet table, it will take President Trump to listen to them. I'm not going to be repeating what I've been saying. I would say if there was Afrikaner farmer genocide, I can bet you these three gentlemen would not be here, including my Minister of Agriculture. He would not be with me. So it'll take him, President Trump, listening to their stories, to their perspective. That is the answer to your question.
But, Mr. President, I must say that we have, wait. We have thousands of stories talking about it.
Sure.
And we have documentaries, we have news stories, and that, is Natalie here, somebody here to turn that?
Right now, someone's photoshopping Netanyahu in this guy's place. Listen. You say there's no genocide, but we've seen pictures, we've seen documentaries, we've seen video footage. There's kind of no denying this. Anyways.
I could show you a couple of things, and it has to be responded to.
Yeah, sure.
We have, let me see the articles, please, if you would, and turn the lights.
Jamie, pull up video 7. Thank you, Jamie. This is what I've been begging for politicians to do for a while. He's now doing it, but it's in regards to South Africa instead of like in-your-face things that you are directly hands-on and a part of. I'm just saying, bro. It's kind of wreckage at that point. But here we go. Like I've been begging from like I said, Ilhan Omar years ago. I'm like, yo, Ilhan, if you're for real about this, use your platform, show pictures, show video, do it nonstop. When you're in Congress, when you're on C-SPAN, when you're on CNN, when you're on social media, show it. Show everyone. Show the pictures. Show the video. Show all of it.
That's how you know she's not real about it.
In my humble opinion, exactly.
Huh?
I leave room, but at the same time, it's like, are you for real about it? Because that takes me no time to think of. That wasn't a thought process that took years to figure. Like, wait a minute, maybe let's show people what's happening instead of like trying to just argue it, right? It doesn't take years.
We were taught this in grade school. You want to illustrate something, show a video.
And it's just common sense, right? But the time I do see a politician do it, what is it about? It's about South Africa. It's about, like, I guess, let's be real. Trump's looking for cookies from his audience, right? From his fan base, right? Because the South African farmers thing was like a thing for his base, I guess. But let's be real, like he's not, going to genuinely point out any type of massacres wherever he sees it. He's not going to do that. It's selective, very selective, which is embarrassing.
Right. This is a BRICS nation. South Africa is a BRICS nation. Think about that aspect of this. This is an attack on the BRICS nations.
Exactly, and not for me, but some people that may think like that have seen the stories that I've seen, it may take away from what's actually happening in South Africa, where there, as far as I've seen, is a fucking problem, right? It almost like kind of like downplays it because you're not pointing out all problems you see. You're being selective. It just
or you can't. Or it's even worse than that. He can't see the problem that's right in front of him.
Yes, that would be very bad too. But that'd be a hard one to sell at this point. Considering that'd be a hard sell at this point. I think he knows. But all right, he's gonna say turn the lights down. They're gonna play some video for this guy. This is like, bro. If I was president, this is what I'd be doing. But people did not like. What was it? Ben said like, how are you gonna do that? Like, well, he's doing it right now. The thing I would be doing with whoever, right? Netanyahu, a motherfucker would be afraid to come to Washington at that point. Like, all right, we're not going there anymore because he's going to embarrass us. Let's stay home. I'll do it anyways.
I did just watch this video. Keep an eye on the South African president's face before he starts playing this.
He's like, oh shit, they got a presentation.
No, he's like happy. He doesn't know what he's about to see.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Here we go.
What's that? Get your crisps out for this one.
Wait, what? You better not have brought up
I was,
Lesnar.
I was telling Dubster to get his crisps out for this one.
Oh my god.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it already. Jordan
Jamie.
hasn't yet though.
Jamie, roll video.
I've saw a little bit of video feed of it. I've not heard audio. This is basically my first time really seeing it, but here we go.
Lights down.
Turn the lights down.
and
Turn the
just
lights
put
down.
this on. It's right behind you. Johan.
Yeah, we got evidence.
Government can do, with or without you, people are going to occupy land. We require no permission from you. From
Oh, this is a bad
from no
I got the box
we
version.
can. We can do whatever you want
Yeah.
to do.
He's smiling his ass off right now.
We are going to occupy
Doesn't know what's happening.
South African occupy land. That's who we are. How can we withdraw my membership from this useless parliament? Yes, must never be scared to kill. A revolution demands that at some point there must be killing because the killing is part of a revolutionary act.
Now,
I understand what that's saying.
yes,
Then
you
it
must
must be
kill. Killing is part of revolution. Right. Now, I've covered these guys.
Or
believe it or not.
justice.
I
Kill
never
them
thought-
because they're guilty.
I've covered these guys in the past, like the same. They wear the same colors and shit. Where this guy's like, we would kill men, we would kill women, we would kill even the children. Like he's just like extremist to the max. And these guys got somehow moved up and got more political footholds in that country, which is just unbelievable to me. It's yeah. Another problem to point out.
It
The
really
fact that
needs to be
he's proud-
distinct. It needs to be really
Can I say one
distinguished,
thing?
Right. Go ahead.
The fact that he's like openly bragging about being proud of being this extreme has me really concerned for South Africa at this point.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
I mean, right
Yeah.
now for in America, they're just a political football. I don't think Trump actually
I mean,
cares
the fact
about
he
these fools,
he
but-
put emphasis on he put so much emphasis when he said even the women and even the children. Fucking
Once
hell!
again, they're going to use the reasoning of, let's be real, apartheid South Africa, where a lot of countries
Right.
did nothing while that was happening, right?
So let me
So that's what they'll use as a reason.
redistinguish this. The British that controlled South Africa in the apartheid are not the Afrikaans. That's very significant information.
Wait, say that again. I'm not as
The Afrikaans
yeah.
are like the Dutch, the Germans that all fled from their country 450 years ago and went there and just were farmers. It wasn't even an established country at that time.
Yeah.
They just went to the area and said, "Oh, we can farm here. We'll farm here." And then there was hunter and gatherer tribes around.
There were
Zulu
South
or-
African farmers there as well that were kind of
They were
uplifted, if you will. That happened too. Let's not lie about those. I mean, it's like
as far as the story's explained is nobody farmed but the Dutch there. Everybody else was hunter and gatherer.
see, that
They
was
were in
from.
tribes.
See, I remember following this years ago with Lauren Southern and Stefan Molyneux, and he's like, "Look what they were doing." Like, you know, South Africa, like there was no civilization there until these guys showed up, and then all of a sudden there's farming. Like, no, there was farmers there.
Okay.
They just kind of
Okay.
got
Then
uprooted.
then it's wrong information that I'm basing this off of. I
I
don't
mean,
know
well,
much
well,
about Southern.
don't hold me to that either. So you could be right. Let's be right. Like everyone should like look into it for themselves.
Doesn't
Like,
matter,
don't
right?
just-
Like,
It
either
doesn't
way.
matter. Yeah, I agree.
Well, it does actually because
Well,
modern day
no.
issue. No, there's a modern day issue that needs to be understood too. Is pretty much only these Afrikaans are the farmers. They are 95 to 99% of each product. The only producers of 95% for wool, 96% for carrots, 97% for potatoes. So
but there's
like,
people
these
not
white
allowed
people
to
that
farm
are-
for a while.
Well, here's the problem. If you kick them all out at the same time, and farming's not as easy as just go plant something.
Yeah, yeah.
So these the mass majority of the population, through the transition of learning how to farm on their own, will have a famine.
Oh yeah. They're gonna eat shit if they do that for sure. And let's figure out, like, fuck, it shouldn't be about race anyway.
Yeah.
Like, these idiots on stage here with their ideology, like, they're idiots. Like, I'd be wanting to rid the country of idiots, to be real with you, instead of like if you're just an innocent person that's just doing what they do, that shouldn't be fucked with at all, in my opinion. But God,
And we just saw that guy speaking. He's the same guy that's sitting next to Trump, right?
no,
No. Okay.
no, not in this video. No,
He was he
That's
was in the
Spartan?
video. He was in the chamber sitting at the top of it for a second, while one of the other guys was chanting
Yeah,
the kill shit.
but he's not of
The
this
president
party though.
wasn't saying it.
Yeah, he's not
Oh,
of this party though. It's
I
just
don't
like,
know.
Okay, it's just a different guy.
I just know he was there when someone was.
but
saying
he's
something.
not in this part. The party that we're seeing right here, and the yelling with the red shirts on. He's not
Concert?
a part of
Yeah,
their
okay.
thing. He's not a part of their
Okay.
party. But he will be attached to that because people are stupid and they don't think, and they want to like blanket term things. But yeah, there's a lot of things that are worth questioning and looking into. And I remember this once again. I remember this story back in Stefan Molyneux days, Lauren Southern days, where they were like, oh, like basically there was no civilization in Africa until Europeans showed up, type of shit. Like there was no farming. Who knows if they had fucking wheels, for all we know, right? And these are these narratives that were, in my opinion, like blatantly bullshit, right? Like, and I had to go through this fucking shit for some reason, where there's like buildings built, right, from years ago in Africa, years and years ago, right, in Africa, that they say like, oh no, some European person snuck in, built it, then left, and then it was like, so it's like there's weird narratives going back and forth all over the fucking place. The point is, in modern day, if you that scope can't be the thing being thought through. It can't be through Stefan Molyneux's worldview, and it can't be through these guys that are willing to do extreme things to, I don't know, feel better about themselves. I don't fucking know what their point is.
I guess at some point you're gonna need to prove that.
Why?
I'm not
we're
saying-
talking about this. This guy's talking about like people killing each other.
No, I mean
right?
just prove
I think
Stefan
that
Molyneux thing was wrong.
overrides the whole. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
All the other little details. Like,
I agree. I say get to there, then start. Let's study history afterwards. But you know, all right, whatever. Let's get back to it. Yes, these guys. I've heard once again. I heard them well before Trump ever uttered the word South Africa in his fucking life. I've heard of some of these groups down there, and yeah, not good. Here we go. Almost no crowd noise.
The man of DJ in PE is a white man. So these people, when you want to hit them hard, go after a white man. They feel a terrible pain.
Put this guy in front.
A white man. Not because my
Did they put
father
two
is
black people around the TV for some reason?
There will be times, no one.
Did they do that on purpose?
But we're starting with this whiteness. We're cutting the throat of whiteness. Shoot to kill. Yamasa. Kill the brewer.
They got sign language guys too.
Kill the brewer. The farmer. Bah. 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 Shoot to kill. Yamasa. Kill the brewer. The farmer. Kill the brewer. The farmer.
They're saying kill the boar.
I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm saying to you, we've not grown
Wakanda forever.
of white
channel for the next week out. It sounds like a genocide.
Oh, he was on Iranian TV.
You were a poor white man. Finally, they put captions on it.
Who will expropriate land without compensation, whether they like it or
Did
not.
Trump post
It is the
two
object
black people there
of a
for a
civil
reason?
refugee in America.
Hold on, think about it. Did he do that on
I'm
purpose?
wondering who these two are.
Now, this
Like,
is-
One's definitely a part of the staff.
President?
No, one has an American
Burial
flag pin, I
sites
can
right
see.
here.
I think.
Burial sites.
One's a journalist, probably.
Over 1,000
Oh yeah, he's explaining this.
of white farmers, and those
This fool pulled this shit straight from social media. I'm wrecked.
Yeah.
This is what I'm wrecked by.
Yeah.
It's that, like, just all these things in the world happening. And this fool's just using social media posts. And it's like, we've been saying this about all these other things happening. Along with
and
this.
he won't pull that
Don't
from
ru-
social media. He won't pull the
Elon
Israeli
Musk.
kid.
Elon Musk erased that shit, bro. What you talking about?
Like, do you see it? Like, you see how a regular person's just gonna ignore? Let's say there was a let's say the problem's happening here in South Africa. They're going to ignore it because, like, wait a minute, you're a fucking hypocrite, and they're gonna pick sides, and nothing ever gets done at that point. Right? It's oh my god, dude! Like right to our faces, he does this.
Mm-hmm.
Right to our faces. So when someone denies, like, what about? Oh, we're gonna do whataboutism, huh? Like, no, it's just hypocritical what he's doing. It's hypocritical, clear as day.
It's a whataboutism.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna turn it into something like instead of like actually addressing the scenario that's in front of our faces. Like I'm telling you,
I listened to 30 minutes of Timcast today before I got done driving, and exactly. Exactly.
bless your heart for doing that. Listen to fucking Tim Cash. God. But it's like, these guys are going to make a big deal out of this. And meanwhile, I swear to God, on social media alone, there is 10 to 20 times the amount of content on what's happening in these other places. Mainly Gaza. Let's be real. Gaza's probably the biggest one, right? There's like videos every single day because guess what? There's like 100 people dying a day and more per day. I think journalists got shot at today. In the West Bank.
Who did?
Not journalists, sorry. Politicians from Europe were shot at today in the West
Macron?
Bank. No, not Macron.
Demon.
But they shot like warning shots at them as they're like, you're about to enter an area that you're not supposed to be in. It's like, and why is that? They might see what's happening.
Who? Israel or Gaza?
The IDF shot at
Oh,
European fucking like visitors, not in Gaza, in the West Bank, to scare them away from something, from looking at something. It's like, oh fuck. Anyways, all right. Or here we go. See a guy turning his iPhone down and shit. Like, bro, you straight took this from social media. I'm wrecked by that. Here we go.
cars are lined up to pay love on a Sunday morning. Each one of those white things you see is a cross. And
That's he's playing a game. This dude's a fucking cunt. Trump he's a fucking cunt, bro. See that thing? Yeah, it's a cross. It's like, okay, you're doing that for your audience, right? That's not for any type of love of Christ or something like that. Anyways, here we go. It's just clear. It's just so
approximately
easy to say
1,000
what he's
of them.
doing.
They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses.
Bro, they took this chick and said, stand next to the TV. To see, like, to show that I'm not racist. Yeah, that's crazy.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you
No,
where that is,
that's
Mr.
South
President?
African president Secret Service. He's got a girl on his fucking Secret Service.
You think that's South African lady?
Yeah.
I see an American flag pin. That's what I see.
Oh wait, she's got red hair. That's an American woman.
Anyways.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
I don't.
Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa. That's where.
See, that's not fair. You have, if you're gonna dish it out, you got to be able to accept when it's coming back. Like he's like, "Can you tell me where that is?" Because I've never seen that before. Like, it's in South Africa, duh. Really? It's like that's not. Wait a minute, this is bullshit. He's not even doing the thing I thought he was maybe doing, which was like, look, I'm gonna expose your shit because apparently he's allowed to expose this shit. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna expose your shit in front of everyone. He didn't even do that. He's taking social media clips. He's not using the power of the presidency to like point out certain things, confirm certain things, and showcase it. He's just a dumb fuck scrolling on his phone, essentially. Maybe not him doing it.
Retweet. It's a retweet.
Apparently, it's written in their constitution that they can do this shit to the white people now. He could at least cite that.
Something. I've not heard that, but I mean, in the world we live in, I wouldn't be surprised. It's just, be armed with something.
I haven't seen it. I've just heard it. So I don't know if that's factual or not.
Yeah, so I'm wrecked because I thought this was like, I don't know why I thought this, but I thought this was like, I'm wrecking your shit in front of everyone. Like, here's the crimes you guys are fucking committing. Here it is. And this is not it, man. He just said, look at all those cars.
Well,
they're all dead in there.
He wrecked them
It's like,
according
okay.
to Trump followers. He wrecked them according to that. He didn't wreck them towards probably them.
Wow.
He didn't change no minds.
The point is to put no doubt, right? The point is to be like, to put no doubt in anyone's, like, here it is. Here's the evidence. Here it is. No doubt. Right? But he's like, I don't think he knows what the fuck he's looking at. I think someone told him about that. Then also this. See this thing right here? Someone tweeted. I didn't watch the video once again. All I saw was someone said a giant stack of paper. Like, that is not a giant stack of things right there. It's just not. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's like
when I saw the video go by, it was like it's a stack of paperclip stacks, but like small ones. And I'm like, dude, just come on, man. Like, come on, like, go through them, read their names, tell their story, something. Like, listen, I know
we've had at least 5 years of seeing the footage of like Africans talking about how dad got shot on the farm. 2 black guys came on the farm and just executed him, and then they left. If we were home, we would have got shot too. I've seen that probably 15 times in South Africa on video. Somebody saying, "Yeah, I lost a family member to this."
Just be like, yo, listen, I know Mr. President of South Africa doesn't have time, but I got plenty of time. Let's go through each and every one of these things. Like, why not do that? But instead, it's just a fucking dog and pony show again. It's bullshit. Can't even do this shit right, bro. I'm wrecked. Here we go. And guess what? Allow rebuttals, too. Here are the counter arguments. And then, like, oh, I knew you would ask that. I have the counter argument right here. Boom. Instead, he's just like, well, I don't know where that is. It's South Africa.
It's South Africa.
Yeah. And look, there's crosses on them. See that? Like, this looks like he's just pandering to Trump fans, and I guess it worked. And
that's who he's convincing. He's convincing Trump supporters. He's not convincing Democrats. He's not convincing South Africa. He's just convincing Trump supporters.
I've said this before, that Hillary Clinton was the most obvious worst candidate, I think, in presidential history. Like, the most blatantly, like, oh, you're full of shit, aren't you? Like, you're corrupt, you're full of shit. Like, I think she was the most blatant. I'm saying this right now. I think the Trump supporters are the dumbest supporters in supporting a politician's history. I kid you. I think they're the dumbest. I think they are. And, like,
Well, they're
day in,
following
day
what's
out, they
being
prove
told.
it.
They're following what's being told to them that they're convinced is the guy that's like, when he says, trust me, I can.
Well, he's just saying words. He's not doing anything. He's just saying words. And people are falling
No,
for
but
that?
remember when you were a kid and your mom said, or like you learned in like presence of other kids, if someone's saying, trust me, it means something fucked up's about to happen.
Well, it's less.
Trust me, bro. I'll fall backwards. I'll catch you. Trust me, bro.
I wish
You
that was the
remember
case,
that?
Dubster. No, I understand what you're saying, but I wish that was the case. It's they're actually catching him on things, and they're like, yeah, but it's their fault. It's these guys' fault, right? They look past him every time, and he just keeps doing
yeah.
more and more shit. That's just more blatant, more brazen, and they don't. It's like they're the dumbest support of a politician I've ever seen. They're clearly the dumbest. I think.
Don't get me wrong. I like a lot of things he does, and I am a Trump-ish supporter to degrees.
Explains the dumbness, but go ahead.
But I don't follow the guy blindly. There's obviously things I don't agree with, and it's blatantly wrong. And there's things he should know just from being president that he shouldn't be confused or not saying the actual correct things on. But it's obvious he's compromised or conflicted or has an interest or a bias in things that are not correct or
Bro.
the way that the average person would really want things to work out.
It's almost on every topic, Dubster. That this guy has taken the wrong step. I mean, in almost every single topic. Economics, I can't speak for. That's economics. But all the big juicy stories that people were crying for and clamoring for, he has taken the wrong step in every single one of them, and blatantly does it. And motherfuckers are still out here. Oh, well, you know, that's Cash Patel and that's Dan Bongino. That's him doing it. That's Pam Bondi doing it. This guy walks around, he skates by. He just skates by every time, and I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that type of brainwashing. I'm like, who? Like, how? This guy's. He's not so. Once again, he's not some firefighter, right? Who rose up to the ranks, became the president. He's not some construction worker that rose up to the ranks, became the president. He was already filthy rich, working with the mob, realtor, and fucking in the places they hate, New York, New Jersey, Northeast motherfuckers, bro. And they look at this guy like he's one of them.
Hold on.
He's a tough guy like us.
Hold on. His dad only started him out with $50 million. In 1970s.
We're just what, hundreds of millions now?
No, 50 million in 1970s, probably in the billions. So technically, he's not made money, just inflation.
I need to know what it is. Is it the fake tan, the spray tan? Is it the hair plugs? What is the appeal? What is the appeal?
If I were president, you'd be in jail.
Yeah, that didn't play out. I mean, they're still waiting on that one too.
That's all he had to say, though.
Yeah, the first time around, but they should have been like, all right, he was full of shit. All right, moving on. But no, they fought harder and stuck to him harder.
And wall. Economy and wall.
Yeah. Now the wall's gone. Now, what is it now?
The wall's built.
Wait, Afrikaners. God. Anyways, let's play the rest. I think there's more to this. He's going to bring up the stack of papers. Go ahead if you want to say something.
Right. No, it's off topic in your recording. I'll just wait until you're done recording.
Fair enough. but I believe Trump's about to bring up the stack of papers of people who have been killed in whatever's going on in fucking South Africa. All right, here we go.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some...
Well, the question would be if they're screaming these... once again, I understand that. There's multiple parties with multiple points of view, even if they're extreme like that. Okay. Well, that seemed like a lot of people, to be real with you. But whatever. I don't know their population. But if there are people who are committing crimes based on that, they should be... granted, not my version, but their version of, like, you got to go to jail. You're gonna get punished for this, straight up, for committing a crime like murder, or I guess like robbing them, right? Taking territory or taking homes and shit from people, right?
Do they have their version of RICO? Because even if it's inciting violence.
Yeah, exactly. There's that too.
Inciting violence. Is it organized crime? Are you okay with a revolution happening in your country that the government doesn't approve of?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of questions that are needed to be answered, and let me take a wild guess here. This guy is doing a horrendous job in regards to dealing with that. That's probably my guess.
Well, and also, how do we know if some of those guys in the footage are not members of parliament or Congress, whatever their version
they're
is?
saying he's saying they are, but there's like so many parties.
They are not. He said they were not. He said that was not members of government.
No.
In those videos.
He said that's not policy, right? That's what he said. What they said is not policy.
10 seconds.
He said that's not policy, and we have a shit ton of parties that are represented in our Congress or Assembly or whatever the fuck you call it. Let's hear it again. Here we go.
It's not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows...
Go back 20 seconds.
So that's video ending.
Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
It's in South Africa.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
Now, this is, to me, once again, I understand people who are more focused on the South African thing, but for me, it's like it's spitting in the face of people who have been pointing out what's happening in Gaza. Yeah. Like, you're taking land and you're just killing them. Like, yo, dude, what the fuck? Dude?
There's a word for it. There's a word for it in Israel. It's called settlers.
Well, this is exactly why I want to keep like I want to keep talking about it. I want him to keep. It'll just be more and more obvious. Yeah.
By the way, check out the clip, the short I put out that Jesse gave me. Oh my god! I mean, once again, spitting in your face. Go ahead, Dubster.
But he is right that they're not really arresting people. You could say maybe they don't have the ability to do forensics or something, but that would be an argument against the capabilities of the government. I don't know if that would be an argument they would make, but he's right. Okay. They're not punishing the killers of these white farmers.
And hey, I'll admit, I need to learn more about the topic. I really do. And anyone in the comments wants to send me shit, please do so. And I'll be looking into it myself. But also, it's hard for me not to look at the blatant hypocrisy as an American, and this is our fucking president. Not my president, but he's our president somehow. And I can't help but stare at that thing where it's just like, pause. Where this guy, it feels like it's an insult, I think, to my intelligence, like in real time. And like, man, is he that good of an actor? Where he's like, you can't line these things up in your mind, Trump. Right, like, was it a week or two ago where he's talking about free Palestinian state? I just made a visit to the Middle East, and and all that stuff, right? It's like all that's happening. This guy is hardcore leaning on this South African president, and it's like, dude, come on. And it makes me wish that the South African guy rebutted with that shit. Not because I like him or know him or at all, but just to hear, like, what would happen there? What would he do? Hey, cut the cameras. Stop the fucking cameras now. Stop it. We're done here.
Maybe it's because the per capita percentage wise, there's been 3,000 Afrikaners that have been murdered, and there's 8,000 left there. Once Palestine gets down to that equalness and percentage, maybe then he'll care.
Oh, stop it. I want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit at all.
When it's a third of the population, he'll care. It's what, 5? That's 5 more Palestinians. We're there.
I'm wrecked. But yeah, it's just intellectually an insult, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's 150,000 Palestinians for the record.
It's if that's true. Once again, I need to look more into the topic. But if the numbers you're saying if it was one person, I'd be upset. But if what you're saying is true, then equally horrendous. And but it's something
that would be actually, if he was thinking like that, if it was once they're down to a certain percentage, then we'll care. That would be worse, actually, because that is the application of eugenics. It's measuring out how many are worth keeping around just to keep them around.
Possibly, that'd be a kind of a leap of a association of ideology there, but
it would be eugenics, but it would at least be bare minimum creepy as fuck.
Yes, I'll go there with that one. Yes, I agree. That'd be creepy as fuck. It's just, once again, just
Trump wouldn't even have the excuse that this guy, like, I was about to imitate his Trump voice and just give his answer, the guy on the left, but it wouldn't work because if he says it's not our policy, he told everybody we start, about their great real estate, once things get cleaned up, it would be our policy to basically take their land.
They don't want to go back there. They don't want to live there. Come on. They're getting killed and bombed every day. Like, who's doing that? I don't know who's doing it, but it's happening over there. And we need to give them another place to live. Why can't they stay there? They don't want to stay there. Trust me. They don't want to stay there. It's just like blatantly dishonest, cunty shit. That's just the hardcore truth about it, man. It's just, it is what it is. It's blatant hypocrisy. Spit in your face. Support one genocide, don't like another, and it's gangsters working together. How do we make sure shit like this? This is what I think this situation is with South Africa with Trump. It's cookies for his audience, right? It's peanuts and cookies for his audience. It's not actually, in my opinion, a hardcore care about, white farmers in South Africa. It's cookies for the audience to make him feel like, make it seem like he's some sort of peace fighter. But I would help Palestine, but they got these dangerous baby killing Hamas there. I can't help them. And like, meanwhile, it's like, that's a lie, bro. Which this just more leans into the fact that I think this guy is knowingly doing what he's doing. This isn't some guy tricked by the deep state. He's not an ignoramus. He's full blown a part of the idea. And he's going with it. It's just adding to that.
Yeah. He went to a Jesuit school to learn how to beat the Jesuits. So what did he do? He joined the Jesuits.
See, now you're speaking Chinese. I know you said this before, but fair enough. Whatever. I'll say he's a cunt. They raised him he wasn't born a cunt, but he was raised to be a cunt. Then he joined cunt organizations, teamed up with other cunts to make the world a more cunty place. Does that work for you? Works for me. Anyways, all right. Here's the last minute of their exchange here. Here we go.
Exists in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can
and then
take
when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to
See
them.
how he's looking? That's how he's looking through memorized talking points, not actually recalling information that he actually went over. It's recalled talking points. That's what that looks like to me. But anyways.
Well, what I got told was that's in the Constitution that they get to confiscate their land.
Once again, I'll look into it. But here we go.
I haven't. This is from Alex. This is from Alex Jones.
Oh fuck! Just the way you said that too. You're like, this is from Alex Jones. Just the way you said that, I'm like, oh fuck. I have to reconsider everything.
Referencing where I'm like, this is where I got the information from. Don't shoot me if I'm wrong.
Fair enough.
I'm not Africom. I'm white Indian.
I will have to do a look into. I've been getting a little bit more into the India Pakistan because I was ignorant about that. I've been doing more so with Ukraine Russia because I'm more ignorant about that. I will look more into this, even though I pointed out these guys being dangerous years ago. I pointed out this political group where there's no. Once again, they're ready to massacre people essentially. But I guess it's now come to fruition, I guess. But I'll look into it. But all right, here we go.
Them to take land.
Nobody can
and then
take
when
land.
they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No, there is
Nothing happens to
There
them.
is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now
The
been
farmers are
utilized.
black. The farmers are not black.
We
I don't
now-
say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black.
I would have to assume there are black farmers, and it's that's part of that narrative shit upstairs. Like the image up there, that's part of that narrative where they can't farm, they don't know how to farm, type of shit, which comes from the Stefan Molyneux, Lauren Southern, the beginnings of the Trump, the wayward Trump supporter guys, right?
There's a level to where everyone on Earth could farm just by trying it, but to a level of maintaining a country is significantly harder and a lot bigger of a process to where they couldn't farm to feed their own people.
Yes, but
And
there was a
that's
time
where the
period.
issue comes into play.
Yeah, but there was a time period where people weren't allowed. People that were farmers weren't allowed to farm anymore. That's what's happening in West Bank and in Gaza. Well, Gaza's a whole different
Well, it's
story.
happening
But
in Europe,
in
too.
the West Bank, where there's Palestinians who can farm, but they're getting shut down from being able to farm. And if they get killed or they leave one day, then it's like, well, you guys can't farm, so we have to do the farming for you. And it's like, oh shit, that's kind of fucked up, right?
Right.
So that could be
Then
where.
that's a monopoly feudalism. That's monopoly feudalism.
Yeah, and then once again, you're gonna get responses where people are like, "Fuck it, we need to pick up guns and shoot them out of here," right? And that's what happens. If I had to guess what's happening in South Africa, just being real about it.
If the best job I can get is a janitor, and all the people in my neighborhood can only be equivalent to janitors
For a long time, not a 5-year stretch, but a long time.
right?
It's
And nothing that is actually going to be able to be a business that I can grow and then nothing that can be like self freeing kind of a job.
Yeah. And you're not going
Or
to have,
product.
if you have black South Africaners or whatever the fuck they're called, if you have those guys and maybe had the opportunity to work with some of the, if they're all white farmers and they had the opportunity to learn from those guys, those chances are gone once you start pulling out guns and shooting at them, right? Not to say like that it shouldn't be historically recognized that they weren't allowed to for a long period of time. I'm just saying like maybe generations time has passed to where they're not thinking about apartheid, even though it's not that long ago. But maybe not thinking about apartheid South Africa. They're thinking about like,
No, it was the 90s.
I just farm now.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, it's not a long time ago at all.
Yeah.
But
when Mandela get free and became president.
The point is, no one's going to really be able to dig into the situation if bullets are firing, right? Because that just means whoever wins the war is going to decide what history is, which isn't history, right? That's not actually history. That's just the winner's version. So, yeah, but
in the supposedly, so Alex had on an Afrikaner to do an interview with last week, and what the guy said was, "We teach local people how to farm. We're more than happy to do it. We get along with them as we get along with the black people. We're invited over all the time. It's just, there's some that kill us."
I mean, well, yeah. It's always a mixed bag with people, how they deal with each other.
Right. Well, they have like sessions where they have some, like, there's a lot of government land there, and the guy proposed if the government released some land, well, the Afrikaners would gladly help people start their own farms there.
Well, good.
That's what the guy said. He was an Afrikaner. And he said he wasn't going to flee because this has been his home. He's not going to run, and he hopes not too many Afrikaner leave because generation or two later, they're not Afrikaners anymore. They're just wherever they are, and they lose that connection.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want to run. I want to fix this.
Seems like, I mean, once again, I don't know. I need to look into it for myself. But if what you're saying is true, then those would be the guys to give more of a platform to, right?
And I'm just saying what I heard. I don't even remember the guy's name, but it's on the Alex Jones archive.
Well, that alone would worry me. Like it's, I'll probably find someone else to talk about the topic than Alex Jones, but fair enough. Okay. Overall, the main point of this video for me, based on the information I understand, is this guy is a full of shit, orange penguin, Douglas Murray, hair plug, cunty, dweeb. That's the president of the United States. He is a loser, capital L loser. Dweeb motherfucker, hypocrite. I mean, he better pray Jesus is not real. He better pray that motherfucker's not real. He better hope and pray. Pray to whatever devil he worships that Jesus guy is not a real thing. That there isn't some benevolent force in the universe. Whatever you want to call it. Laws of attraction. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. He better hope that shit is not the case because he's clear as day. Full of shit. Clear as day. And
YellBro is a hater. He doesn't like winners. He doesn't like winners.
I would smack this fool. He'd do nothing. He'd be security. He'd do nothing about those slump shoulders, bro. Fuck out of here. That suit. See all that empty space in that shoulder space, bro? See all that empty space in there? Fake shoulders? What I'm talking about, bro. Slumped as shit. the metaphor of his fucking political career. Slumped shoulders with empty pockets to make it look like he has big shoulders, bro. It could just be the cut of the suit, but I think they miscut his suit. It looks like almost like he has like football pads underneath his sports jacket or whatever. Look at that shit. It looks like fucking shoulder pads, right? Like,
Yeah,
bro,
they are shoulder pads.
you got some slumped, weak shoulders, and his suit like. Point is, he's a fucking trash can. He a hypocrite. He is selective when pointing out human tragedies, and that's for a reason, because he wants to do some gangster shit around the world, which is taking advantage of everyone. This story itself, this presentation with the video and the pictures and all that stuff, is it's an act to win kudos from a dumb audience. And if you fell for it, I'm sorry, I'm calling you dumb. It is what it is. But there's your video. Please subscribe if you like. Comment, agree, disagree, tell me what you think. Is this Trump like turning the page? Is he like at this moment right now? Was he like, damn, I need to start calling out genocides now. So I'll start here. Is that the case? Is he going to move on to other genocides? Or was this just an act for the sake of throwing peanuts to his audience? Or to his dick riders? You tell me in the comment section. Don't forget to share, support, or hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. With all that said, give this video a thumbs down. Yeah.
Say you wanna get in, and then you wanna get out. When you get the money to buy yourself a car.